Hey everybody out there, this is Kris Nicholson. This right over here, this is my new digital grand piano. Well, it's the mesh covering that's in the inside of it. This is going to be for a Yamaha DGT-7, which is really cool. I got it from Daytona from a friend. I traded my boozing offer for it. Had some problems, but the reason I got it is because I wanted to make it my own piano. But it's a rainy day outside. We're going through like a tropical storm or a hurricane, Isaac or Izanka or Isabella or whatever. I don't know what the name of it. It starts with an I. But this right over here this is the mesh covering that was on top, like supposed to be the soundboard, and I was not happy with it. And you can see this is all particle board right here that's stapled with a mesh covering. And right over here, of course, you got the serial number. But right over here is the wire mesh that you have right there for the speaker grills or the heats right there. And I'm going to replace that with a fan that's going to be inside of the piano. And over here, this is where the speaker grills go. And as you can see, it comes in two pieces. And it's all this cheap particle board. This was a $40,000 piano when it first came out, and they give you cheap particle board. But it's made in Japan, which is pretty cool. So, right over here, I actually cut out my own pattern and made it look like a real soundboard. It's not finished yet because of the color that it is right now. I have to restain it, and I have to put veneer on it to make it look like a real soundboard. Plus, I have to cut out the where the speakers are going to go. Only just the top two, not the bottom two right there. But and also I'm going to steal this gold trim that's around here. I thought that was really, really cool. So let's go inside. It's a dreary day. I'm hot and sweaty, but you know what? I'm still working and still keeping positive. So that's a really, really good thing. And what I like to do is I like to modify my instruments. So let's start with the action. Right over here, I got the optical sensor that was on the piano didn't work properly. Notes were not playing. Things were just a little bit just really, really bad. I just couldn't get any sound or anything out of it. So, as you can see, the keys are right here, and the optical sensors are gone. So I replaced it with the MIDI strip. And this MIDI strip is from an old Roland FP8. And you can see they have the ribbon controls. They still use these ribbons till this day. But these are more reliable. Even though it's old and it's MIDI, it's all reliable. I mean, really, really good. I don't have to deal with anything, key issues anymore. So over here is all the rest of the keys, and I'm going to clean them up, shine them up, make them look really, really, really good. And over here is the action. So the action, what I need to do is basically re-regulate, make every single note play responsibly, and just spruce it up a little bit, which is really good. Now you can see over here it's a real action. These are carbon composite. These are plastic parts actually. This is carbon composite right here, but a really nice professional action, just like on a C3. But the DGT, I'm sorry, the DGT, I have to keep on saying that, 7 is basically a digital model of a Yamaha A1. Here's the color of it. I love the color of it. I call it Bar Yamaha, the color of it, even though it's a mahogany stripe. But I call it Bar Yamaha. And as you can see, this is the soundboard that I just custom fit into it. It's not finished yet because I have to put the veneer on top of it. But it looks 10 times better than that mesh covering. Mesh covering you put on digital pianos, but I got the lid stuck into the ceiling. So I'm gonna have to maneuver it in a way just to get it down, which is no problem. But I got this up here so I can fit it in. Let me go around the other side, and you can see, by the way, my 9-footer is all covered up. You see there's the Yamaha logo right there on the fall board. I shined that up. I shined up the letters, made it look really good. This piano was all scratched up and everything, so I'm gonna get a professional touch-up guy to actually come and touch it up. But yes, this thing fits like a glove. I was not expecting it to fit like a glove. I thought I had to try like 4 or 5 times. This fit like a glove on the first try, which is really good. Over here, I kind of went in a little bit, but I don't care. That's perfect. That's going to be covered up with the veneer and other stuff, which is going to be really, really good. So after I finish with this, it's going to look like a real soundboard. I might end up putting a real bridge in it. I was thinking about it, but it might be a little bit too high because of the distance. Okay, so these are the parts right over here. This over here is the main amplifier. I'm sorry, this is the main power supply, not amplifier. This is the main power supply right over here. The amplifier is actually in the back, which I'll show you. This over here is the power supply for the Disklaver. So that D actually means Disklaver. Over here, you got the sound engines right over here. So that one huge big board, that's the 30 gig basically, not gig, I'm sorry, 30 megabyte. You won't believe it's 30 megabyte of piano sound right here. So you get damper response. It's just like a real piano. It has dip switches here, so if you want the demo of it or anything, you got it. Testing mode. This right over here, this is the XG General MIDI board. This is stuff you find in like the PSR keyboards, the MU line, anything that has XG in it. This has full XG, so 480 more voices plus the piano sound alone on here, which is cool. Now over here, this is where it gets different, and this is where I rigged it. Right over here underneath, that is a rolling board. Yes, a rolling board, everybody. The reason is that because of the optical sensor just went kaput on this piano, that I added the MIDI strip, and the MIDI strip came from our old Roland FP8, which I was going to use on my hybrid over there. But since I have a hybrid Grand right now, I needed it more here, and I can get something else for that. But yes, this is an FP8, and I'm not using the sounds of it. I'm just using it as a MIDI controller, and it's going to go straight through the MIDI, and it works perfectly. Okay, so on the bottom here is the Disklaver, and the Disklaver controller is right here, and it works perfectly. So I just got to open it up and make sure there's no roaches or anything in here. I didn't see. One time I got a keyboard. It was a Casio keyboard, and a whole bunch of roaches, dead roaches, were in there. So I cleaned this bad boy out, but this is the Disklaver. It's not working right now, but I can get parts for it, and I'm going to try to see what I can do to get this thing working. Because if I can have this thing playing, that's going to be my ultimate goal, is to have this thing playing. Right over here is the main amplifier and connection board, and you can see it says CVP and CLP jack. So it's the same thing. Back then, I think this was 2000. No, sorry, no, this is 1991 when this model came out, and this is the older version of the Avant Grand. Okay, back here is the power supply connection. I'm gonna move that somewhere, and I'm gonna replace it with something else because I have more. I'm gonna have a power jack that's a surge protector right over here that is gonna actually power up all the units. So it's gonna power up the Roland and the piano itself, and also some LED lights, which I'm gonna put inside of it. So that's a secret. No, not a secret anymore. This right over here, this was the key sensor. This was the infrared key sensor. Now I took this out and I realized that the pedals didn't work, so I had to reinstall it back in, but in a different place. This was like right over in this area right over here on a key bed. So that's it. This little jack right over here, this is basically the pedal for the sustain, and it acts like a real sustain. So it feels like a real sustain. I have to fix the pedals a little bit though, because they're a little bit wobbly. So I got to just glue it down really nicely. And that's it. And this over here, this is the Disklaver connection and the tone generator connection. And I am going to look into that and try to see what I can do to fix this Disklaver. Because if I could get this thing working, then I am set. I got 2-player grand pianos, 4 performances, which looks very good. I was thinking about making this black, but you know what? My partners and in the house and everybody who's seen this said, no, just keep it the same color. You got too many black pianos. 1, 2, there's the Roland that's underneath it, which is right there. You can't hardly see it though, but that's one black piano, which is the 6-foot Baldwin. The other black piano, which is the 9-foot Baldwin. Another black piano, which is the little Roland, and it's a mess right now. I have to take that one out and fix it too. And here's another black piano right over here. which I built, which is the Kris Nicholson. And so, and don't forget this one right over here, which this is for sale, everybody. This is a Yongsheng 7 foot, I'm sorry, not 7 foot, 52 inch. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave this one bar Yamaha brown. And I should, yeah, cruise ship schooner bar, Royal Caribbean cruise ship schooner bar, brown Yamaha, which is really cool. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece. So I think not that many people play out with this kind of color, so I think it'll be cool for me, you know, and just add some lights to it, and there we go. Have the good sound, upgrade the PA system, which I'm going to do, and that's it. That's basically it. All right, everybody. Well, I got to get to work because I want to make this thing really, really good after I play it. I'm sorry, after I put it together and play it, I'm going to do some demos and show you. So thank you so much for watching. Keep safe, wear your mask, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah.